are live in our new podcast studio.
Hey,
Michael, are you ready? Are you still designating that to us?
I had a good one this time.
Oh,
If I can get through it. I don't know if I can get through it though.
okay.
All right,
I
let's
think
see if
we
we
settle
can.
in.
We can
We're
try.
ready.
All right. Welcome to the
Hey!
a show for God, I messed up already. I'm terrible at the intro. I'm really bad at that. That's like the only thing that I cannot
should
do.
put Brandon
But I
in
had a
charge of
funny one at the
Okay.
end though.
Okay.
Actually, this was the whole bit. I was going to do that, but the funny one at the end.
Wait a
was gonna
minute.
be-
Is this the bit right now?
Yeah, this is the
the
bit.
whole plan?
This is
Like
the whole bit.
your-
I was going to say how bad I was, and then tell you that I thought of something, and then it would be good.
What is it?
And then we cut before you say it.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Is this
no,
like
I
our talk over
actually,
Ronnie?
you know, like when I get to
Yeah,
the
that's
point,
that bit.
when I get to the point where I say this is not a show for experts, but it's a show for whatever, I had a good one because of the viral video that's going around. So this is a show for people who slam teenagers and then try to explain that they're a purple belt,
Did
and
you
then
see that
they
video?
try to make excuses.
You don't ever see anything.
I
That was pretty wild.
So
I
this
didn't see that one
this
either.
this
You didn't
podcast
see
is
it was viral for a while.
this podcast is just for that person.
Okay.
Yeah, just like, you know.
He's probably deleted his social media account at this point.
I mean,
It
Here's
can go
the-
two
He was
ways,
fighting
right?
like some 16-year-old kid, right?
Like a street
I
fight?
thought he was younger. They said teen, so I
Maybe
didn't
15.
really understand.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it was a
teen.
younger
It's a
14,
teen.
15, 16.
Like a
And
fight
he
at
was a
school?
purple belt. Yeah, they were training, and the kid put him in a triangle, I think.
Yeah.
And the guy picked him up and just
Just
slammed
12-6.
the crap out of him. I mean, unconscious.
And then, but the reaction was kind of like,
Like in
"Oh no,
training
what did
or
I
in a
do?"
fight?
And
Yeah,
I'm like,
training.
Yeah, okay.
"Oh, you picked up a small kid and slammed him, and
Yeah.
then that's what happens when you do that."
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then he
but-
was like, I don't understand.
He just saw red.
It's just like the reaction of this, like, "Oh no, what did I do?" That would be like, I don't know, someone shooting a gun at someone,
I mean,
like, "Oh
yeah.
no, what did I do?"
You know,
There's
look
blood.
at that one kid that got paralyzed. Do you know who that kid is? He fights out of Cyborg's gym. He got his
Oh, I
neck
heard that
broken.
story. Yeah, I
So
know
I
the story.
follow him,
Yeah.
and what do we think? We're good
Just
or
turn it
bad?
down just a little bit. Keep going. You're
Okay.
fine.
So he got his neck broken or something, or spinal. You know, he can't. He's paralyzed right now. He's like going through all that recovery. It happened in tournament. I don't know the exact.
Yeah, that's
reason,
scary, man.
But it is.
Was
You
it-
know what? Huh?
Is it the DDT? That's the
Was
only
it from
thing
the guillotine?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guillotine, like
I
the
don't know.
single
I'd have to-
leg.
it's been a while. Like this happened maybe a year or two ago now, and I keep
Oh, wow.
watching his recovery.
Yeah, man.
But you know, I mean, they got to pick him up in the sling and put him into all these things and move him around, and
Yeah.
it's sad, you know, because people are like, you know, you want slamming. I get it. Like at one end of the thing, you want no rules, right? Like, so people want slamming, people want all these different things.
Mhm.
Some people do, right? Like, people want ADCC, they want more excitement.
But in ADCC, the difference is you know that that's the format.
Right.
And if you put someone in a triangle, you know that they're about to slam
But
you
I'm
to
just
get
saying
out of
that
it.
the reason there is rules in these sports is because, yeah, it's not going to happen a lot, but man, that sucks for that kid's life.
Yeah.
Alright, why am I smiling?
Because we have a lot of show to do.
No. Oh, that was a good guess. No, it was because they turned my fun thing into now
Yeah.
a serious talk
Yeah.
about paralyzation. So now I
Yeah.
feel like an asshole because
You
I
can
brought
start
it up.
over. You
Yeah, I'm
started it.
sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, this
You
is.
know I'm good
it's
at
all
messing
bad.
it all up.
It's all right.
We'll just throw this one out.
Listen, I
right?
beg you guys for the script.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you guys. We
Yeah.
never. We
It's
send you
never-
the script.
It's never
Yeah.
done ahead of time or anything. So we have one thing to go right at the beginning. Michael has to select from the Shark Tank of Demise grid, and I select Ready Player One just so that Brandon can't do it and then beat it really quick. So that's
But I
basically
wanted
it.
to.
I know. So the hope is
Now
again.
in the new studio, we can get a TV and everything easily. It's right out
Yeah.
there.
Eventually, the hope is that we see one of these three in a singlet, only doing singles and doubles for an entire
I
match.
hope it's Ronnie.
That would be
For an
great.
entire-
I'd
for an
love
entire-
that every second.
Ronnie's like, I don't have to lose. We can do that tomorrow.
Any day.
So I select the Ready Player One. I will have a grid up soon that will X out and show all of the choices, and we will actually have two selections from this round of tapings. So we're excited. But you want to go in the show?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
We got stuff to do.
Sounds great. News and notes. First off, breaking while I was driving in, not looking at my phone. Mo, and I'm going to ruin his name, Mo Jessom, has been selected again to do ADCC. He's already
Oh,
announced
nice.
that it will be in Las Vegas.
In 2024?
Yes. So he is now the
And Sun
person
Yun's
that
gonna be
does
on
it.
that card, right?
I mean, that's what people think, but I don't believe that. So,
How old will
let's
she be in
go.
2024? 15?
yeah,
So she would have to do 2026 probably.
she has a shot, but
Can you do it at 15? You can still try.
yes,
Okay.
but that's like all like the twins and all them. That's how, when they qualified and everything. When
Yeah,
they're
I thought they were
16 and stuff.
16. I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know the rules. So.
'Cause there was 3 years in
There
between
was
this last
several
one.
girls this year
well, that's because of COVID. Though.
Yeah.
that were 14 and 15 that tried this
Okay.
year. So
Well,
they,
shit. I mean,
and
if
they
she
got
can
to the
try. She
quarters.
at least has a shot. I think.
Yeah, for
But-
Especially
Sure.
in the next 2 years with her. Like when I was wrestling with her on Wednesday, like she's now really getting more confident being on top.
You're welcome.
People are going to people are going to hate her more now because we're talking about our show like she's going to qualify for ADCC.
Yeah, I don't think she might.
That's a long ways away.
I think. Look, Cola Bates gonna win the ADCC one year.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Now it might be
Me-
2026 or 2028. Like
I would say Mika
he
will
looked
too.
incredible, huh?
I'd say Mika will too.
100%. I mean, those matches were amazing. Some of them, and I get it. You could go either way on some of those decisions, but I definitely think it was favored towards a Brazilian decision sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
The only part that I wanted to hit on, because me and Ronnie are experts at this because we went there and we actually visited the site and someone
Yeah,
bailed
I feel
out
like
on
it's
us
big.
at this table.
I knew that was
One per-
coming.
one
It was
person-
Brandon.
But he did pay for our whole trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember? I
He did
paid
pay
the whole
for it.
trip.
Yeah, that's correct.
You know what I love about podcasts
Tina's
is you
waiting
can
for
lie.
Yeah, Tina's waiting for a check. She's just kind of been like, "Hey, so when's my check coming?"
It's gonna be in a suitcase,
Mhm.
and it's gonna have "I owe you $1 million."
Straight
So,
out of Dumb and Dumber.
what do we think about this going back to Las Vegas? I would say that everyone there was pretty excited
I
with
can't
the
imagine a
presentation.
better decision.
Yeah, I liked it
Yeah.
being better in Vegas than Anaheim, because it was
Yeah.
Anaheim in 19,
Mhm.
Vegas is one of the cheapest places in America to
Right.
get to from almost anywhere else.
and you don't have to rent a car. Did you guys rent a car? You probably did. 'Cause
We-
you
we went to California.
but you don't have to,
No.
because I mean that's the thing that people
It's
don't realize
nice
in Vegas.
too.
It is, but if you really want to, that monorail is incredible. Like all you have to do is either take a taxi or an Uber to your hotel if you're on the Strip. And where was the event at? Could
Not
you
near the monorail.
It wasn't.
No.
It's surprisingly further away from the monorail than you think. That we
It
got
was on
tricked.
campus.
We got tricked the first time someone said, "Oh yeah, just do the monorail everywhere," and then we had like a 2-mile walk in this really shady area. So
Really?
yeah,
There's a
that
lot
So
of
see,
shady
we're giving you guys knowledge and
That's right.
education.
That's
Because
correct. So-
the Master Worlds, the monorail goes right to the front door.
and that's the convention center. So
Yeah.
this wasn't in the convention. It was
Okay.
in
So
the
if
Thomas and
ADCC,
Mack.
if you're watching this, which I know you are because we're super popular,
Mhm.
do better about your venue.
I would,
Closer to the monorail.
Yeah.
I would say, and I'm being
For poor
I'm
folks
being
You'll
like
get
us.
nine more
Yeah.
ticket sales.
I'm being dead serious. I think the goal is the T-Mobile Center next time,
Okay.
That'd be huge.
Yeah.
and that's like 50,000.
Yeah.
How many was this last stadium?
Well,
wanna
it was
say
a smaller,
20.
10 to 20,
10
I
to
would say. And the top
They
was
packed it.
sparsely filled. They did block off the back end like a wrestling event.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They blocked off the back end where the staging was at. That was the only place, but people actually went around there and sat there because you actually had a clear view. But the bottom, the first day, was completely filled.
Yep.
There was no seats.
It
So
looked pretty packed.
It was, yeah.
How much was a
Video.
ticket?
It was way more than I expected. I think we paid 40.
What do you mean? Why are you asking?
Yeah, I was
You
ready to
paid
say
for
you
it.
paid for it. So why don't
Why
you
don't you
tell
just
us?
Go through your receipts that you totally keep.
Call your
IRS
accountant.
totally keeps his receipts.
I gotta call my accountant. I have so
It was-
much money coming in. I just have it.
It
tracked
was
somewhere else.
about $40 a ticket for the upper bowl.
And then how many people do you
day?
think were there?
No, total.
Just
Okay.
total.
Yeah.
How many people do you think were there?
I would say at least 15,000.
Yeah, at least 15.
I mean,
I would say that place held 20, and
that's not even counting the
about
tournament
right.
they ran.
You're not
Or-
counting the open. You're not counting
Right.
the sale. Like they had the convention center in the Thomas and Mack was completely geese cells. Like
Mhm.
Kings was there, and
It's funny they had
You know.
geese sales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is funny.
they did have geese cells. That is kind of
Yeah.
funny.
Gordon
And then,
Ryan's
sponsored
Miata was
by it.
right in there.
Yeah,
Like
his
the
Miata
Miata
was
was
in
there.
I watched an episode the other day of this podcast where this guy was talking about wanting a Miata, and
Mm-hmm.
someone said they don't have any of them because
Yeah.
only
Only
certain kind of grapplers.
Gay ones, yeah.
So, I
John
just
Donahair makes fun of him for having Miata. I think
Really?
me and John
That's
are
great.
similar enough looking
You gotta
that
get
it's
a fanny
okay.
pack
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And start wearing rash guards.
That's
eh?
right. I'll start.
Next
you know,
show, rash guard.
I'm gonna get us off topic again, but we're here anyway. So John Donahair gives out a knife when he
Yeah,
promotes
I've
someone.
noticed that lately.
I want that. That is
You want the John Donahair knife? When you get
I
a black
want,
belt?
if you give out a belt, you should get a knife. And I mean, they're cool, like Damascus knives. Like, oh, they're so cool. That's the new thing. We need to start doing that.
All right, when
You
you
get
get your
next
black
one,
belt,
That's your thing.
That's right. I have to give someone a belt.
Look, I'll arrange it. Okay.
Next.
Where's
yeah.
Shane at?
Yeah. Well, all right. Fair enough.
you're gonna give Shane a blue
Where
belt.
has Shane been around?
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen
Okay.
that.
Oh, it'd be so great if you gave him a knife and he just has no.
He won't.
Stabs himself on accident.
He just is like, what?
He's like, am I getting promoted or am I supposed to kill myself, Ronnie?
Or-
Look, we're gonna let you make the choice.
Your
The
Okay?
knife, like your life, is in your hands.
All right.
Oh.
Well, let's go ahead and get on to the first topic we were talking about. We are the official sponsor podcast for One.
Yeah.
Because me and Ronnie watch obsessively everything they do. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, just go on their Instagram and then you will get sucked in for probably about 15 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. So, the first one I asked all of you to do was watch the last event. I wanted to make sure I got the name drop. Jiang and Lee. It was 3. That was their trilogy match. It was an incredible match that
Crazy.
actually saw why their scoring is way better than the UFC's round by round scoring. But what was your takeaways from it? Just first off, there was one thing I wanted to comment on right away. The first event they had, they did not have licensed music. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice it, but now that you mention it, it makes that.
When
that
it's
sounds
mean
right.
when you mean not licensed music, you mean like it can't be
Like it's nothing you've heard.
Like no
It's
one's
like
watching.
stock
like
music.
it's kind of like when I make a video and I have to get
It was all music that was very Asian, and it was a lot of drums and stuff, but it was very like, I don't know, it's like when ADC, when they do that drum thing, it was kind of like that. And
I
then,
loved that.
Yeah.
ADC.
oh yeah, I
Dude,
love
that's
that
cool,
part of
yeah.
drums. It was like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it was.
I did feel like that it wasn't like some people would be like, oh, this is a knockoff, like that you're using not real music.
Mhm.
This event, they used real music
Yeah,
because
that's
Stamp came out to, I think it was BTS or Blackpink, and then a bunch, the rest of the music.
I mean, she's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mikey came out to,
What did he come out to? I forgot
can't
what he came
believe-
out to then.
it's the guy that's in New Jersey that talks about he's a hardworking man, and then
He didn't
wears
tap
blue
the guy,
jeans.
right?
No.
He went to decision.
Yeah.
Blue,
No, it
Bruce
went.
Springsteen.
It went. Yeah.
Oh,
They
Bruce
went
Springsteen.
to catches, which is
Yeah.
like so. How One does their.
They don't do the EBI style.
No, what they
No,
do is
God,
like
no.
it's not
It
to
would-
a decision. It's who has the most attempts, and
Yeah.
the ref calls it. So when he sees an illegitimate attempt,
Attempts at
he calls
what?
it catch.
Submission.
Submission.
Okay.
So
Which
when
I
he
like
call-
that.
Yeah.
It has to be in
Do
their
they start him
word.
standing again?
No.
no. Like if I was to put you in a triangle and you're like fighting
Oh,
out
it's
of it,
how many
like,
total catches over the
Yeah.
entire match.
Yeah.
They just
Correct.
total that
That's-
up.
so
It's
they
like
don't do-
advantages almost.
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
It's and it has no, it had and they keep saying this over and over. It has nothing to do with position.
Yeah,
Like
I can
if
see
you
that.
get the
'cause,
most
I mean,
catches
Mhm.
and you're mounted the whole time and you're just trying to do leg locks, they're still going to give it to the person attacking to try to finish the
Yeah.
match.
It's
And I-
only over attacks though.
correct.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, some academies, Jose's academy is really good at. He'll let you pass the guard, and then he wants to get the buggy choke or get you in a. Some people just train for that. They
Mhm.
don't even care about positions, and
Right.
it does make the game harder.
Yeah.
Every 10th Planet Grappler Sennin goes against, they care nothing
Yeah.
about. She passes the guard like nothing, and then it's like, okay, what am I?
That's why you got to
What are
be
we doing
really
here?
careful when people are that way. It's not that it's harder. It's just you can't ever. Sometimes you
can't
pass
relax.
someone's guard and you think It's like Tristan, right? Aaron from Jose's academy came to Effingham, and Tristan's beating him like 16-0, and he's like, "Man, I'm sitting in side control, like I'm bored, relax." Boom. Next thing you know, he's unconscious.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like
that makes
you
sense.
can't do that with those academies. That's all they train. They don't even care to.
Yeah.
I think for like adults it's great. I don't for kids it's bad
Yeah.
because like with Sun Yun, she was just like, okay, I'm just gonna smash you then, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna just
Well,
and like
good
she-
position academy
yeah.
is just they're gonna already, and you're not gonna relax. Tristan would have never relaxed in tournament.
Yeah.
In tournament,
Right.
he would have just kept going.
She tried a buggy choke, and then Ronnie stopped the buggy choke with coaching, and then he was just like, okay, well that's never going to work now, so just wait until you can get him out.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty much it. Like, but it was just kind of crazy. But what was our takeaways from the one event? Like, I think we probably hit on the grappling the most.
I think
But
one just does
yeah.
a good job with all their events. Like their production's great. It's almost up there like with that ADCC quality from last time.
Well, they work
I don't
together,
know.
right? One and ADCC partnered up, right?
They,
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
They so I think
makes
one
sense.
helps sponsor
ADCC.
ADCC.
Okay, cool.
So I mean, one is doing everything correctly. I think right now in the world.
As far
I
as
mean,
grappling, for sure
Well,
they are.
just
I
not
mean,
even grappling, but like the Muay Thai fights we talked about.
Yeah,
I mean, like 4-ounce Muay Thai gloves are amazing.
that's a fun fight.
I mean, it's like that. Realistically, that's the perfect American dream,
Yeah,
right? Because
you got it right.
because I mean, everybody's always crying when it goes to the ground. Like us, we love it. Like we understand the little
Mhm.
things to it. Everyone else is like, "Why is he laying there?"
Mhm.
But like with that, you
well, that's why
can't
those monsters
chill.
in Nebraska like that BKFC event too, because they just go out there and fucking
Yeah.
schoolyard blast each other till someone dies.
I mean, man, when you add knees and elbows and 4-ounce gloves,
Yeah.
it's. I
a
mean,
rough
most of the
day.
most of the matches end in the first round, from what I've
Sure.
noticed.
I would say the biggest thing that I've read that instantly when one starts on Prime, now all of a sudden there's all these reports out about their financials.
Yeah, we were
I
talking about that
found-
the other day.
I found that just vastly interesting. Like, I just found that. So they posted out that they have one of the most viewerships in the world, meaning social media, television screens, and everything like that, which that's the NBA's big thing, is they
Okay.
say they are the number one watched sporting event, even over the NFL. Because the NFL is just in the
America,
United States.
yeah.
Then you get to like Premier League soccer, which now Ronnie's a soccer fan, and then we also get to Formula
One is
One.
what- yeah.
Yeah, those are the big ones. One is up there with all of them on viewed things.
I thought you said that they passed Formula One at one
Yes,
part.
there's a couple of them. They
Yeah.
or one of the graphics. They're actually above
And
it.
I want to add, because you brought that up, because we're talking about it. When you look up all of One's fighters, right? Like if you go to their Instagram pages or their Facebook pages, I would say 80% of them pass up UFC fighters right now, which is crazy. Because, you could be like, you're talking all the UFC fighters, the top. Let's not even talk about the prelim UFC
Mhm.
fighters. All the top fighters. If you take out like Conor McGregor and the really ridiculous names, and you just put the average names in there, the one fighters all have 4 times more following.
And
They get paid more probably too.
Probably. But
I
that's crazy.
think they do get paid more. Is what from
I would
what
assume
I'm
they would
saying.
get paid more because
The-
only the 1% of the UFC get paid.
The
The-
thing about the UFC is the big promotion. They're the promoters. They like get your name out there. If they want you to
Well,
be
so is
popular,
one, but
they
I
will
think they're
make you
doing better.
popular. I hope one
I
catches
think
up
one
to
is
it.
killing them
So
I don't know.
the only argument that
now
would be is
in America.
yeah, UFC and one. If you look at their followers, UFC surpasses it hugely. Like people that follow the UFC around the world, one doesn't follow. It's interesting that they're more of like a fighters league. Like like the fighters are the draw. Stamp coming out and dancing
Yeah.
to the ring
I see what you're
is
saying,
the
yeah.
draw and things like that. I find that very interesting in terms of a business model because you then have to ask how much money are they getting from these places that you don't know about. And
Yeah.
I think that'll be the interesting thing that the UFC's, I heard, man, if you want to just ruin your weekend, just go to the comment section on that one thing and then you'll see, well, who cares? It's little Asians fighting each other, which if you watch UFC, I understand that comment.
Yeah.
All of the Asian fighters are terrible for the most part. So there's just this thing, oh, well, those are lesser fighters. But now, with one, you're saying, oh, no, those people can go and compete. They're just not signing the right ones.
Right.
And to me, that's terrifying. But all of the bigger guys in one, they're all European. They're
Mhm.
all the Kazakhstanis and stuff like that. You can't
But it's
tell
cool
me those
someone
guys
saw
can compete.
that deficit and someone's taking that space.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, like
that's a
that's
good
really
point.
cool because if that would have, we would have never got one.
Oh yeah.
if we continue the same route. But every fighter and everybody in the world understands that the UFC has got a timestamp on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody's gonna pass it because they're not evolving and they're not changing. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. The fighters aren't getting paid. So one league that's gonna come across and start paying the fighters correctly and start representing the fighters, and they can hit the viewership. They're gonna kill the UFC.
From an MMA standpoint, did you watch the Mackenzie Dern fight?
I didn't get to.
I
watch
didn't,
it.
but I watched the after
Okay,
highlights.
so
She got destroyed.
this would be my thought process. The Mackenzie Dern fight was legitimately the reason why I just blanked on her name. Bryce's fighter. She won because she won 3 rounds to 2. Dern destroyed her in the 2 rounds that she did, and the other ones, the other woman just stood up and did what she needed to do. In 1, Dern wins that fight
Yeah.
because it's based on damage.
And it's overall. not
Yeah, it's
round by round.
overall. I just find that so interesting. And so everyone was complaining. Like even ESPN wrote an article. They said she squeaked out a somehow win or something. It was very slanted towards Dern should have won because they were billing Dern as the next
Yeah.
coming and the next person. So then you start seeing the
I want to see the
fingerprints.
other girl's face, because Dern's face was.
She was clean. That I saw her.
The
after.
other girl?
Yeah, she was clean.
Yeah, I mean Dern's face is deformed.
Yeah.
Like,
She got beat up.
She was
I mean, when
clean.
I looked at it, I was like, "There's no way she won." And then I started watching highlights and stuff of it.
Yeah, she just killed her 2 rounds because I had a lot of money on that fight. So she just had 2 clear rounds that were she
You had
destroyed
money on
her.
who?
I had the other one because Bryce's fight.
So you won?
Yeah, Bryce told me. He said she's not gonna destroy her in grappling. That's what he told me.
Well, that's cool.
And
How much
he's
money you make?
was for me a big money fight. I think I won like 100
So
because I have a betting.
just count
regimen.
that as for me paying for your ADCC.
That's
trip.
right. You're probably all
That's
shocked
my
that I
dad's
have
logic.
a betting regimen, right? Like I actually number my bets and know how much
Asians
I put
don't
out a
bet.
week. That's the exact opposite. Anyways, all right, well, let's get on to Mikey. So
Well, hold on. Before we go on
go
there,
ahead,
I want
sorry.
to talk about the yellow card. Did you guys
Oh
see
yeah,
that?
I like the yellow.
So in 1, they have a yellow card system. So if there's an inactive fighter, the ref will say yellow card.
They would do
And-
that in Pride, I remember.
Yeah,
It might have been a
and-
red card or something.
Yeah.
Did Pride? I keep hearing a lot of Pride in one. Do they?
They're
Well, they're
basically
both from
the same
Japan.
thing.
Well, did owners or anyone come together? Is there anyone from Pride working in one?
I don't
Yes.
think, or is there?
Um,
Because UFC bought one or bought
About
Pride.
Pride. They bought their back catalog
Sakuraba
of
started
videos,
had
though.
ties to one, I think, at the
Okay.
beginning, and he was the one that did
Right.
a lot of the Pride stuff.
So UFC bought Pride and then didn't do shit with it.
Right.
And
They
some
didn't.
other-
They didn't
then-
actually buy Pride. They just bought all their back catalog fighters and
Oh,
videos, and they
videos.
actually screwed them over bad with their contracts. Like
Yeah.
they bought all these contracts that weren't even valid at all. They paid a shitload of money for it.
I like
Yeah,
how Brandon
they got
doesn't talk
screwed.
the whole show, and then he shows out like one cool, sophisticated line. You're like, that sounds awesome. I mean, it sounds shitty what happened. But it sounds awesome that you know that.
It's and then one of the other, like with WWE and they bought WCW, they actually tried to do the same deal, but the one thing WWE didn't want was their contracts. They said, we will buy rings, your library, your name. We want nothing to do with contracts because they knew that was
They're
a
shady.
thing. They're shady.
The,
So
I heard that the Yakuza ran a lot of the Pride back in the day too.
yes, yeah,
So-
they're heavily
We were talking
tied.
about that.
They used to
too.
only pay them in cash. They used to say in bold capital letters on their contracts, "We do not test for steroids." Too.
That's the
Bold
contract I
capital
want.
letters on the contract.
Well, that-
Sign me up.
Yeah.
That's a WWE story. Bruce Pritchard, who does Something to Wrestle, he talked about Pride, and he knows nothing about MMA, and he starts going, yeah, these Japanese guys came over and they said they wanted Ken Shamrock because he wrestled in WWE and they
Mhm.
wanted to do a super fight, and they wanted WWE's cooperation and stuff. So they were like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. And then they were like, okay, well, what do you want? This is a shoot fight, right? And they go, yeah. And they go, what do you mean? They go, well, the 2 people that are gonna fight them, they said they'll work. And they were like, what do you mean? They said, this is all MMA. It's shoot. And they were like, yeah. That was the answer they kept getting, kind of just, okay. And the 2 names that were bandied about was Crow Cop and Fedor.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 names that they wanted Shamrock to fight. So they were just kind of like, well, it's not. Yeah, well, and I think it's always that Floyd Mayweather thing. Like, don't make me look bad in here, and then I won't knock you out.
Yeah.
Because that's the deal. Any Floyd Mayweather and the exhibition matches he's doing now, when you make him look bad or you try to hit him hard, then okay, well now I'm going to knock you out. That's what he did to the Japanese kickboxer.
Yeah, I remember that.
He tried to hit him hard, and then Floyd was like, okay, we're
It was
going
like
hard.
20
He carried
seconds.
Connor as long as he could.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And now he's doing that with just randos.
I like how
But-
people think that Connor really did
Yeah.
good.
He landed some of the cleanest shots out of other people that aren't even professional boxers, too.
Now,
You got one Connor fan.
I'll show
no,
you.
look, I'm a Connor fan. I mean, I don't.
I don't even care about him as
I don't really
fandom,
like how
but he
it's-
landed some clean shots on Mayweather, for sure.
I'm
Cleaner than other professional boxers did.
Probably. I mean, he does have striking. You can't disagree with that. How much did he hold back in those punches? I don't know. But I know that in the first 2 rounds, I could give it to Connor, I remember. And then after that, it was like Mayweather was just kind of trying to hold him in there until he just finally was done.
Yeah, he broke him. at the
We're
end.
way off time. So, Mikey, thoughts on Mikey? So that's why we're here.
Who's Mikey? No, I'm just kidding.
One of the coolest Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, it's to me, he's living the coolest life in the world right now.
Yeah, I think so, too. He's got it
You
figured
know,
out right now.
And his match kind of actually shocked me that he didn't sub him.
That was my takeaway. I couldn't believe he didn't actually get the finish.
But, I get it. I mean, Nogi's way different than Gi.
I had the exact opposite take.
Really?
I just, when me and Sun Yun watched it, she said that person's actively running away from him the entire time.
Well, yeah, and that's the kind of sucky part about Nogi.
To me, that person will never fight on their card again.
No.
That was
No,
so
for
bad.
sure.
Because he was like, hey, if I don't get tapped here, I'm good.
Yeah, to him, it's a win if he doesn't get tapped.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize that, you're not. It's kind of like under the ADCC rules, how many times would he been penalized? I mean, in no-gi, you can get away with so much if you're not even the better fighter. Because you can just not engage and you can play the outside
Exactly.
easily.
Yeah.
So,
The disengage and then him going to the middle and then like pounding the ground, being like, come on, let's go. I was just like, that's the lamest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Now there could be some strategy behind it, and that was something that kind of moves into the next part too. Is if, as teaching guys how to fight, use their jiu-jitsu in the cage, I always say if you get into someone's guard, put their head against the cage,
Mhm.
or but if you get a clean takedown and you get in, if you think you can get into side control and stuff, you want them away from the cage so they don't do that wall walking
Yeah.
bullshit. So that could have been a strategy. It's I don't want to be up against that cage and then me actually pass his guard and then Mikey wall walk, although I don't see Mikey wall walking. I mean,
Yeah, I
he
don't
doesn't
either.
really train MMA, he just trains jiu-jitsu.
And that definitely crossed my mind.
To me-
but it was the third time he did it. I was
Mhm.
just kind of like, no, you
to me, the
want a
guy
break.
just didn't want tapped.
No.
He had no
for
chance
sure.
of beating Mikey, and he just didn't want tapped. So to him, I'm going to keep centering this fight up and keep disengaging, and then, eventually the time will run out.
And this is
It's one round, right?
yeah, one
How
round.
long?
10-minute round.
1 10 minutes.
So I looked that up. I don't think there's like a set time because I think Andre had longer time. For some
I'm
reason,
sure they can probably mix it.
They worked the time a little because I think Andre had 15 minutes. And wow, if you want to watch something, go back and watch that. That's against the MMA guy.
Yeah. He won, but I mean,
Now,
he won by much.
Demetrius Johnson's not going to fight Mikey.
He already said he was.
Yeah, he said, I will fight you,
In a
but if it
grappling match,
doesn't
you
work,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he would win in an MMA match
Yeah, he
easily,
beat his little ass.
for sure, but he will never have a chance in grappling.
No, I don't think he'll have a chance. I
So,
think he'll do it though.
He said, I'm sure if it was the money was correct, he'll do it on one, but he said, I'll go to your gym and roll with you.
The Dragon, who's my favorite commentator of all time now, he actually brought up mixed rules.
I mean,
and
and
that's
then-
so that's the other way. So that would be like we were saying. There's no way that Demetrius would do a grappling match with Mikey. There's no way Mikey would do a mixed rules match. With
I can't
Demetrius.
imagine.
I feel like in that,
Mikey's
Because
not
aren't
super
they-
mentally strong.
aren't they the same team too? Now
Uh,
they're both out of Evolve, I think.
yeah, but that if you
thought
have
Mikey
a
just
one
trained by
contract,
himself out of
you
his
are-
garage.
No, so one hired him to instruct. He's getting
Yeah.
paid over in Singapore, I think, to instruct now, and
I
he
think
switched to that
I think
gym.
that's
So he
part of
lives
the
in
contract.
Singapore now?
I think he lives over there for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, he does, yeah. In Vegas, because he's
Yeah.
back and forth.
Good
but
for him.
No, it's a
think
good gig. He has a really
they're
cool gig right now.
technically on the same MMA team.
Mhm.
I know that doesn't mean anything
Right.
or whatever. I think it would just be one of those like, hey man, everyone knows Mikey's gonna win. Just go in there and give him a show. And
Yeah.
like, we've seen him now do those mixed. I mean, he did a Muay Thai match with that.
Rotate.
Yeah, and it was just.
I mean,
If
awful.
Demetrius Johnson is nothing else, he's a superb athlete, though. I
Yeah.
think he would be fun to watch out there regardless.
I could be
So-
wrong because I don't really personally know Mikey, but I don't think Mikey is super mentally strong. Like from a physical fighter point of view, I think
Right.
he is
for a mixed rules match. Yeah.
right. I think he's a
When you say mixed
incredible-
rules, like combat jiu-jitsu, like they're slapping each other and
So,
shit? Or?
like before, Demetrius had a fight with Rotang, who's a Muay Thai guy. So their mixed rules was the first round was Muay Thai, the second round was MMA.
Oh, goodness.
So yeah, so that would be it would be
it better be jiu-jitsu first.
first round grappling.
you
second
get
round
3
MMA.
minutes to tap this guy out, or you're gonna
so, so funny we say that. We're watching that during this taping.
Okay.
That's right.
So
That
what-
exact fight.
We're watching that exact fight. So it's kind of, but I find like the Riddler who fought Andre,
Mhm.
he after the match said straight up, he goes, "Oh yeah, I took this fight because they said we'll do it in the cage next time and we'll do MMA rules." So which
Yeah.
is just after watching that, you're kind of like, "Oh, that's
Yeah,
bad." Like
that's
he's
bad.
gonna.
Yeah, that was
murder
my
him.
point. Like, I don't think Mikey can physically. So, like, the reason I was bringing that up was look at Mikey and Gio, right? Like, Gio talked some shit to Mikey, and Mikey completely freaked out. Like, this sport's a respect sport. Da, da, da. Like, I'm not saying what
I
Gio
didn't
did
even
was.
see that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They fought, and it came down, and Mikey got. I mean, he got really emotional about it. And I agree with what you're saying. Like, it is a respect
Mhm.
sport, but like everyone sadly knows today that 2 options. You either shit talk a lot to get paid right now. That's
Yep.
just the sad part about it.
Yeah.
You shit talk
Or-
and win.
Or
That's true too.
you shit talk to get in the guy's head because Gio, I'm sure, knew that he couldn't beat
No.
Mikey. So his
Exactly.
goal was if I can emotionally break him, maybe I'll catch him.
Did it
Yeah.
work?
No, he lost. But I mean, Gio lost.
I think that one is the only company where I think they will push your greatness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, UFC, they actually do the opposite.
Correct.
When you're great, they actually are looking to get rid of you.
Yes.
Or
It
set
costs
you.
too
It
much.
just depends on how
Or-
much money you're making them. If you're making them a shitload of money, they're pushing you to their fucking maximum, though.
Oh man, if I say the Conor McGregor take there, then I'm gonna get blasted on the internet because there's a lot of Conor McGregor stands. So
But
I
even
will say-
before
Listen,
Conor,
our
you know?
7 followers, okay? You
They're
can say
all
whatever
7
you want
Conor
on this
McGregor
show.
fans.
I actually don't know if that's true.
Should we just get a picture
I
of
am
Can
Conor
we put a
sure.
poll up?
Gordon?
I was gonna.
Gordon's
buy,
way above Conor.
I was at the Halloween store last night and I was trying to buy props to put up for like Gordon Ryan's section of a crown and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So eventually that will one day happen. But
I keep trying to
anyways,
get Gordon to message me back. So if you're watching this, Gordon,
we,
I'm sure
you
I
need
just
to-
want a cameo with him and just be like, "Hey guys, I know
so
how much you like me, but
I want to
please
switch
stop
the King of the
sending
Mat
text to me pictures."
to King Ryan's King of the Mat.
Yeah, that's right.
How awesome would that be? I guarantee if you
Might
would
as
just
well.
listen to my new format, he would love it.
Gordon
Could you imagine if
Ryan's
you put his
King of the
name on
Mat.
it?
Yeah.
King
Chad, you're
Ryan's
getting
King
way
of the
ahead of
Mat.
yourself
King
because that's
Ryan's King
also
of
on
the
the
Mat.
script. Brandon's laughing. He read the script.
I read
All
the
right,
script.
so
So
let's
that's it for
go.
one.
We're going long. So let's just go on to IBJJF no gi pans. This time in reverse order.
Brandon's
me,
gonna win,
Me and
We'll
Ronnie
see.
will not be there,
Mm-hmm.
and Chad and Brandon will be there.
but
So
I'm paying for you
the
guys'
fir-
trip.
That's right. So who are you excited to watch?
I don't even know who's competing.
Well,
I'm excited
besides
to watch Wyatt.
teammates, like I'm really excited to see you guys go out there and go, and I like the Mount Vernon guys. Like I'm excited to go watch you guys, but really I was looking through them because I was like, I was saying who's competing, and there's not a lot of big name black belts, but there was one really surprising division. And this is going to take you guys off guard. It is the adult brown female middleweight division.
That's right.
It's gonna
I
take
was going to
way
say
off
the
guard.
same.
You know why?
Yes, that was my
There are
take.
2 UFC vets
Who
in
is
that
it?
division. Lauren Murphy
Yep, Lauren Murphy.
and Sarah McMahon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sarah McMahon, Canadian silver medal wrestler.
She was an Olympian, I
yeah,
believe, right?
Yeah, silver medalist, which is insane.
Yeah.
And then Laura Murphy, who is like the old guard killer.
Yeah.
This guy, she just takes whoever's on their way down as she's coming up. She takes them out. So I'm excited to see that, and the other two women, if you take them out first round, and that kind of solidifies BJJ is better than everything else. But I'm excited to see how they do in an actual just pure grappling match. I think that would be interesting. I don't think Lauren Murphy's grappling's that great, but Sarah McMahon being that great of a wrestler, I'm assuming she's gonna be fun to watch.
She's got to get the two at
Yeah,
least,
she's
you
gonna
know.
get that too, baby.
I heard that in
Are you looking up the
ADCC,
division?
if you hit a throw or a takedown into side control, you actually get
Can I
4
see it?
points.
Four,
for it.
yeah, it's called a
Is this
clean
black belt
takedown.
adult?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah,
Can you just
I
put-
love
I can
that.
see it if you put it right here. What are we at?
What's going on here?
Well, I just
You
want
literally are
to
blocking
be
Brandon
over you, Brandon.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like Brandon's not even. It's like Chad, but with cool hair.
So I wanted.
Oh, it's gone.
I wanted to. I wanted
Down,
to-
get lower. There it is. Oh, there it is. Chad has cool hair.
So while Chad's doing research while we're doing the show, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the divisions that I was actually
Wagner
looking
Roach is in the division.
Sick.
just talked right over me. So
I don't ever do that.
So the divisions that I was really looking at was like the black belt women. There's like heavy hitters in that, like
Yeah.
Bastos and people like that.
Yes,
They have,
Bastos.
they don't pick and choose as much as the men usually. So I think those like Natalie's coming back. She's gonna be in like the old the heavy, I think the super heavy division. I'll be really excited for that. But I thought the women's divisions actually were pretty interesting. Oh, Chad also, by the way. This was a live reveal on the show. I was really excited.
Nice.
I hope AJ
Chad-
gets his ass beat again so he can cry and I can post on it.
What?
AJ Agrazam.
Yeah.
I swear, the other day I said, dude, you cry every time at every tournament you do for the last 3 years.
Oh man, that bitch
Oh.
fest he did at
Look at that name.
ADCC.
Oh, dang.
Who's that?
I fought him when I was a blue belt. We went 1-1, but he did my king of the mat, and he,
Cody?
no, Justin Fabic.
He
Oh.
leg locked. some-
He did really good
Yeah.
for being small.
Scary.
You were there, right? It was the one in Potosi where it was upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Remember, like Tristan got out of like a bunch of stuff with it. I mean, and he's only
Is
like
that
145.
Yeah.
He's in the black belt
He's
division
in
now.
the adult black belt
What-
light.
what
light.
There's a million
When you
people.
blue belt then?
No, he was a brown belt when he did that one. He was a blue belt when he
man.
faced me,
Yeah,
and that
that's
was
like
in 13.
20 something, right?
That's, yeah,
He doesn't
age,
look
that's
that
age,
old.
age.
Should
No,
say-
he looks
yeah,
young.
26.
Okay.
You got
Yeah.
a baby face.
But-
That's a cool catch, though.
Yeah, I just saw that name because I always wondered. I always look for him now.
I kind of want to roll with
He
him
was
again,
the-
but
he
man,
was-
he got good at leg locks.
Okay.
What, that was the
No,
that
back
was
then we
when
went
we were
1-1.
talking and we were like, "What do you do if you mount him?" Because everyone was mounting him,
Mhm.
and then we're like, if you go further down, he gets a leg lock. If you
He's
go
kind of like up
further
in there
up,
for a while.
if you go further up, he gets a leg lock, and you're
Yeah.
just kind of like, "Oh, that's bad."
I think my new mounting series would stop that.
you would have to.
I'd have to, as I'm transitioning, get the arm above the head, and that's,
That's
really
key.
helped me a lot.
But-
Are
That's
you gonna
so key,
record
that
a thing
arm
on that
above
and
that.
post at the end so we can.
Call him out.
No. Like, are you gonna do your mount thing at the end?
Oh no, I don't think
Oh.
we're doing those anymore.
Oh, okay.
Hold-
never
hold-
mind.
Mostly because
Cut this part out.
Okay.
Well, oh no, we got to do this live reveal.
Okay.
So, what did you say about Wyatt and competing?
Well, sadly he had one match,
Yeah, one
and
match.
that kid moved out of the division.
Yeah, he did.
And now he is in an 8-person division. Did they?
Oh no! I just wanted you to see that name.
Yeah, that's the one that Wyatt fought, or Ethan fought, right?
No.
Oh, is that the one that's really good? Or
Yeah,
who-
that's Wagner's kid.
Okay.
So he was
Achilles
gonna-
is his name?
Yeah, he was
Oh my
gonna
God,
he was
of
gonna
course
fight
it is.
Wagner's kid, and Wagner's kid's good.
Of course,
I've seen
Wagner
him a
named
lot.
his kid Achilles too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in this division.
outta here.
I'm very distant. I just
You
wanted
like it.
I wanted Chad to just talk shit about everyone in the division and then be like, hey.
I don't know. I
look,
had
he's in
really
the
good
division.
confidence when it was just one other kid, and it was like a
It's also he's ultra heavy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which,
Wyatt.
yeah, Wyatt would be going
Well, I was
against
talking
a
to
bigger
Heath,
wrestler.
and he's like, "What do you want me to do?" And I was like, "Well, we can't go up." like,
nah,
yeah,
yeah,
Wyatt's 159.
I just wanted you to talk shit about Wagner's kid. That was
I mean,
it.
I
That was
can
the
if you
whole
want.
setup.
We can arrange it.
No,
So what's Wyatt have to make
he's
now?
he's good.
154?
I've seen him.
158.
He's pretty good. But yeah, that the other one is, and this is selfishly because this is around Sun Yun's. I'm real excited to see our teammate Malibu and Sasha the Shark. They're gonna go in a 4-person division. Hopefully, win first and second. That was the other poll. But anybody else have anything that they looked at? Ronnie did research. He has notes.
That was for if we're talking for what I'm excited that I really like to see the UFC. I always like seeing MMA fighters in the jiu-jitsu
Yeah, me
tournaments
too.
just to see
How
you
they
know,
match up.
how they match
they're
up.
good.
They're
Chad
always
Chad loves
tough.
it too.
I love
Yeah.
UFC fighters
Yeah.
in the division. You know, I'm like 4-1 for UFC fighters, so I'm not that off. But that last one really beat my ass.
Yeah.
He fought for the title.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna, I'm
he
gonna
lost
ruin
to
the
Henry
name.
Sierra, but-
Jesse or Formiga. That's
Yeah.
not the name
Yeah,
now.
did you see it for me?
He's the
It's,
first. He was the
burned in
only
my
one to.
brain.
This is my first loss at black belt where I got submitted.
The
So-
best part was I thought he lost his first match.
Yeah,
We were in Universal and we were
100%.
like, oh, this guy's terrible.
Yeah.
He's going to kill. Chad's going to kill him. And then we saw the match and we were like, what
it's
the
like
hell?
It's like almost like he, you know, and he probably
Is he
did.
conserving?
No,
I think,
well,
I
yeah.
don't know. He might have been.
So here's what I'm
so.
thinking though. I think it's almost like he did his research, right? You know, because he's a UFC fighter and he's been around for a long time. I'm sure he looked at his first guy and said, I can just ride this guy out and get the win barely.
That's what I
And
meant.
then he's like,
being
yeah.
conservative.
Yeah, and then with me, it was like, I mean, it went from 0 to like 100 real quick. And I mean, 'cause no one's done that at Master 2 for me, right? Like every Master 2 match has kind of been like, okay, take our time.
Yeah.
This
will
guy,
be my first one.
this guy was like,
It looked,
oh.
it looked pretty horrible.
Yeah.
I would not
So,
want that. It looked like
I mean, it
bees
was just
attacking
one of
your
those things that I
face.
tell all my students, like, don't make that mistake and get behind. You know, I was like, there.
All right. Well, let's get on to the King of Mat announcement. Go ahead, Chad. Take it away.
All right, so we are revamping King of the Mat. Is that the announcement?
That's the
I
announcement.
read the script, I promise.
He does.
All right, so we're revamping King of the Mat, right, Ronnie?
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
And it's gonna be better than ever.
Who were you told by?
Huh?
Who were you told by?
Oh,
Brandon.
Chad. Twice.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So-
once in person, once in message, and then once on face. 3 times.
3
We're
times.
switching King of the Mat to only no-gi. Okay? We're gonna start running. Actually, we might run more than 4 events next year, but the focus is gonna be at least running 4 events next year. In the top 3 from each division, 3 divisions, 100 to 100 to 150, 150 to 200, 200 to 250. I think that's the best way to do it.
It's basically like ADCC, right? It's
I mean, their divisions are closer, and as it grows, I could do more divisions. If Gordon Ryan would partner up with me, we could probably do like 10 or 20 pound division differences. But right now, we got to do 50.
All out
So-
of his gym.
Yeah, well,
We've hit
no.
our quote on Gordon Ryan.
All right.
We're nowhere near that
So-
quota. Come on.
So the
Let's be
top
real.
3 placers of each division will get an invite to the Worlds, which will be the next year. So a lot like the ADCC type setup. So my thought process: you run 4 divisions, you get the top 3 from each division, or you run 4 tournaments, 3 divisions per tournament. You'll get 36 invites, and then you get 4 special invites for people that might be a big name or whatever. So you get 40 people. 40 people fight for $4,000, as that's the Worlds, and then you find 15 women to do the same thing for $1,500, and you make it a really cool event. And I think Effingham possibly, like I think the Effingham High School. Like have you
Could
been to
do
the
that.
Effingham High
Yeah.
School? Like that gym,
Yeah,
it's
it's
got a
big.
nice front entrance, good parking, and my goal is do an Indy, maybe do a St. Louis, do a Chicago, and then that's like the center almost kind of for all 3 of those major cities.
Yeah.
And I think.
Maybe do a southern one like Nashville area.
Well, there's some people that are asking me to do more, but I just want to target for sure like those areas.
Yeah.
all good
Um,
Midwest areas.
Mhm.
So.
Right. And even maybe Texas, Michael and I talked about, we've had a few people continually asking about Texas. And, if the Tackett showed up, they would probably win, I would assume.
Mhm.
But, King of the Mat is still going to stay the same. 2-minute rounds, 30-second breaks. And the only way out is to be tapped. If you don't get tapped, find a new partner. Last person standing takes the title. Last person standing takes the money. So, to me, I don't know any tournament that can push you harder and give you more, chances to fight someone than that rule set. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, there's always a chance to be out, but there's always a chance to be out first round no matter what you do.
Yeah.
But you could go 12, 15, 20, 30 rounds against 10, 20 different people in one tournament. And we're still going to do the kids the same way. Like, there's still going to
Yeah.
kids are going to still be guaranteed, is it 4 matches? 5 person divisions, guaranteed 4 matches.
Mhm.
And we'll still pay out the kids too.
And then you do like a little seminar or something after the
Yeah,
kids.
we did.
or-
We like that. Like for
It's
the.
nice.
It's I think a lot of tournaments are getting away from those rules meeting, and that's I think really important.
We're very much trying to hold people to that beginner, thing. Like
Yeah.
my daughter doesn't compete in it, but last time we had some people come in that are
Not beginners.
Little not
little bit
beginners,
better than
and
beginners.
we'll try to strongly discourage them this time to not sign up for our Battlegrounds tournament for beginners.
Until we get bigger, right? Until it can grow. to me in the beginning, like your focus, like anything, is a white and a gray belt are going to be your most numbers. So helping them understand how to compete, I think, is really important. And then if we can get a following one day of 100,000 plus, right?
Yeah.
Then we can have more divisions, yellow, et cetera, et cetera. But
You could
there's
run
no
two
point
kids
that
things.
a yellow or an orange belt should come in and fight a bunch of gray belts.
Right.
I'm the kid's dad, so I can say this. When I see a bigger teenager complain about not doing the adult division, like, oh, that's not fair, those are adults, I find that the most sad, like, you should get the hell out of our sport thing ever.
Yeah.
That's how I feel every day when I train.
I'm just always like, when I see like people complain about their kid and like their kid weighs 145 pounds, like he could only go in the adult division. I'm just like, yeah, that's because he's the size of a grown adult.
Yeah,
so
I'm
he
145 pounds.
Yeah, he should fight.
Brandon's under 145
He
pounds
should
right
fight
now.
regular
Sucks.
people, but yeah, that. I'm sorry, that's my hill to die.
No, I agree.
Oh,
It's-
yeah,
you
I
have to
totally
ask
agree.
yourself at the end of the day, right? This sport you can tap.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not MMA. Your kid's not going to go in there and get his face completely obliterated and completely knocked out. Like, if your kid's smart and you're communicating him to it correctly, go to the adult division because that's where you're going to be in a few years. Get a feel for it. I mean, and
So you would never do a kids division if that was my choice, but sometimes that gets taken out of my hands. So, all right, let's go on to our last thing. We are doing. This is Ron. He's getting. Yeah, he's got this. He's prepared. So we are doing a Shark Tank of Demise, which that's where one of us gets humiliated for your pleasure. And today, this is the one that Chad is probably going to check out the most. This is the
he said
Great
take one.
British Bake Off Draft. So we are doing this. Ronnie's going to explain the rule. Oh my God!
I pick Abdul.
There's a matrix.
Okay,
A
so
literal matrix.
most people know what the Great British Bake Off is.
Yes.
It's a show on
Most
Netflix.
people know what the really.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyone that is
serious.
okay, I'm the only one here that knows.
Do you know what it is?
yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
I know what it is. I don't watch it, but I know what it is.
So they've been going on for a long time. It's a cooking show, but it's a very relaxed cooking show.
I know
where they
all
have-
about food.
Exactly. He eats everything. He's so not picky.
Exactly.
And it's one of those things where they get amateurs in, and so all these people are not professional bakers. And I thought we'd keep doing these things where we have high-level people, and in jiu-jitsu, it's like, let's do something that's completely off the wall, and let's see how it goes. So they are currently in a season. I have seen the first 2 episodes, so to make it fair, I've only...
I really like this
Yeah.
little
yeah,
chart. Did you
that's-
make this or did you just print this out?
I printed this from Wikipedia,
Okay.
where all people should get their information.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So in here,
Okay.
there's a matrix, or what they're seeing in here, and is if you just look up the current season, which I believe it's season 13 of Great British Bake Off, you go to the Wikipedia, you can see these stats in here. We have a list of people, and we're gonna make this nice and simple. Everyone, we're gonna do the snake draft, and we're gonna draft until there's no one left, and then who's ever. So let's see, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people left. So each of us is gonna draft 2 people. So once both of your people are knocked out, then you are the loser. So that's all. We don't have to worry about scoring or anything like that. It's just if both
like
your
it.
people are out, then you're out. Nice and simple. So on here we have some stats of the first 2 episodes of who did good, who was their star baker, which was the best person, and who was doing bad, who they thought was bad but just didn't get eliminated that week. And then also at the bottom I have a list of their names, their ages, and their occupations, so just you can get a little bit more insight into this.
I'm
So,
gonna be so pissed if you guys pick my guy.
I've already got a couple in mind.
All right. So who's up?
so we're doing this reverse, so then I'm starting, right? Is that how we're doing? So it'd be me. So you'll be last on the first pick, and then first on the next time through.
Okay.
So I am going to go with Maxi. This is Marie Therese Malagisi. She is an architecture student, and she is 29, and that is my pick.
Yes. So I get the second, right?
Yep.
James.
Going with James.
Can I tell you why?
Go with James. Yeah.
D
tell me.
War.
I actually went to
James DeWar.
culinary school.
I did too.
Oh, So what is the biggest thing about bakers? What do they need to know?
It's like
They need
science.
to be
mostly.
nuclear
That's
scientists.
right. So I
So-
picked the nuclear scientist.
Okay.
So of all things, he may not be good at like, oh shit, damn it. Is this based on prettiness too?
Yes.
Yeah, there's creativity in there for sure.
It's flavor.
Oh no.
Creativity
Tell me.
and
Well, you're up.
Oh, am I next?
Technically,
So you gotta tell
us.
you'll know in a second. So
Oh, so I'm good. I got two.
it
two
could be
there.
like
Okay.
yeah, it,
All
it
right.
may not be very creative, but if it tastes good and if it's structurally
Structurally,
good,
like
then you should be
tunneling
fine,
and stuff
right,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay. I know
Alright.
more about baking than I know about
My
jiu-jitsu.
pick
Very exciting.
is gonna be Sandro or Nelisandro Farmhouse,
Yeah,
the
that's a
nanny
good-
from London. And I think a
That's
30-year-old
nice.
nanny in London
Yeah,
is
that's
probably
good.
having a lot of free time to spend perfecting
probably-
their
I'm
baking
going with
goods.
Jan Hughes.
Oh, nice, good pick. That is he is from, if I remember, he's from Czechoslovakia, I believe, and he got Star Baker in the first episode. That's good.
So now you
pick.
pick again, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, pick again.
Oh, we get more than one?
That's
Get
right.
two.
Pick
Oh,
two.
There will be two people left over that no one gets.
Do I go after Chad?
Correct.
Okay. Don't pick mine, Chad.
Yeah.
I'll fight you and lose, but I'll fight you.
Now,
All right,
Chris,
Siberia. Can I do that?
Yep.
Siberia.
which-
Siberia?
I don't know. What's her name? Siberia.
Oh, yeah.
Yuzov.
Suck.
Yusuf, yep.
That's it.
Cardiovascular
Alright.
research technician.
My-
If I win, what do I get?
You don't get anything.
You
You,
don't get
just don't
anything.
want to lose.
How many times how many times do we have to explain the
Yeah.
rules of this?
You just
Every
don't
time.
want to lose.
Is the
My
right
next
answer.
pick is going to be Kevin Flynn.
All right.
The music teacher.
Nice.
He got through the next round twice.
Did anyone pick Maxie yet?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my
the
first
pick.
pick.
First round draft.
It's first round draft right there.
You can go with Abdul if you want. Or Reeves. The least favorite baker each week. But not
Sandra's going to
eliminated.
carry me.
Kevin's been picked.
Yep.
Correct.
That's rough.
So who is left
I didn't
is
think this would work
Abdul,
out in my
Carol,
favor.
Don,
And
and
I'm not even a
Reeves.
baker.
You just got to pull another
Which
Amy
is
Campo.
Rebecca.
bud.
Oh man, that was planned.
Yeah.
I knew who Amy was from day one.
I know
You have an electronics engineer, a supermarket cashier,
Yeah, I'll go with Don.
IT manager.
I'll go with
You're
Don.
going with Don, the
Yeah.
IT manager, the 60-year-old IT manager.
Damn, 60.
I didn't
know she's
want,
been
I-
baking.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. I didn't want to pick her because of the old
You know she's got Grammy's
But-
pies.
But yeah, there is some
She's from.
There's a lot of wisdom that
Bedfordshire.
comes
there's
with
wisdom.
age, you
Yeah,
know?
that's
She's
what
kind
I'm
of
saying.
like,
Like
she could be like from the Lord of the Rings too, from where she's at.
Ronnie, I'm gonna ask you a million times who I picked. 'Cause
Gotcha.
I'm not
Nope.
gonna watch this religiously.
Oh, that's not a problem. I have a list in hand.
Yeah, you're gonna have.
So my final pick will be Abdul, the electronics engineer. And this is so I do have a small unfair advantage because I've watched the first two episodes. When I seen him, as soon as I seen him come on the screen, I was like, yeah, that guy's winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
just
that's the
my
one
first
that
one.
was who I was going between.
I know
That's
it.
funny, but the first time I saw that, I was gonna
person,
just
man.
randomly pick that. But then I looked at
Yeah.
these charts.
Yeah, the charts do
You
pick
know,
good.
I just liked London and electronics engineer. That was the only two.
I'm-
London for some reason. I don't know why. That made me happy. Like
Now I got to
good.
watch this show.
Yeah,
I
you have to
know,
watch
yeah,
the
now
show.
we have to
So
watch
there
the
are
show.
two
Now
more
all of our
episodes
8
out.
followers are watching this show.
Ronnie has to suck us into
We
another
got
show
one
we have to
follower.
watch. This is awful. What channel is this on?
Netflix.
Perfect. My favorite.
They
channel.
are releasing them weekly. There are 2 more out. Episode 3 and 4 are out. You can watch those. And I have no idea what's happened because I was like, I watched these 2, and then when I decided to do this, it's like, no, I'm not gonna watch it. That way, we all have this somewhat fair. And I actually had to have Kaylin do this because there was spoilers on here. I was like, no, I can't, because I pulled it up and I started to look. I was like, oh shit, there's more information. So I closed it all down. So I was like, all right, Kaylin, you
I
make
love
this
how
for me.
honest Ronnie.
I was about to say. out of
I wouldn't be that. way.
Everyone-
you guys would be screwed from the beginning.
I was about to say, out of everyone that's here,
Ronnie is
would be
probably the
most
only one
honest.
that
yeah,
would.
So, yeah, that tracks. Never mind.
All right, so recap. I have Abdul, that is Abdul Rahim Shahirf, and I also have Maxi, who is Marie Therese Malagisa. And The idea of the game is if both of your people are knocked out, then you are the loser, and you have to pick from the matrix of death.
If yours are
The first
out
person to be
first.
knocked out.
The first two. The first
Yeah,
person
if
that
you
has
have
two
no
knocked
one
out.
left in the
So
competition.
the first
I like
person to
that.
get knocked out wins.
Yeah.
I mean,
Loses.
loses, and everybody else wins.
Yeah.
basically.
Right, yeah. So once
Okay.
that happens,
Oh, I
you
like
guys
that.
don't have to pay
Yeah, I like
attention
that.
anymore.
I like that. That's
It's
nice.
it's simple. I also was going to make this
But I
like
still want to know who the winner
points
is.
chart. Oh yeah, I'm glad. Hey, if I convert one person to watch Great British Bake Off, it's just so nice. Everyone's polite. Everyone's nice. They help each other out.
It's like the
so
Masters
Whoa,
division.
whoa, whoa! This isn't one of
The
those
Masters
cutthroat
division.
ones
No,
where
this
they
is
yell.
not cutthroat.
This is where they're polite to
This
each other.
is
They
where
hug.
they're polite.
It's the Masters division, so they're all polite and shake hands, but they're all on
I've never
steroids
watched
while
a
baking.
Yeah.
I've never watched a cooking show
This
like
ain't
that.
Gordon Ramsay. This is Paul Hollywood.
I just like the Iron Chef because
Yeah.
that's if I did any cooking show, that's the only show I wouldn't go on because I would go to tears. I would just start throwing
Well,
shit
most people do.
and just destroy stuff. I would be a mess. Yeah. Okay.
Not that.
Is that
All
the
right.
show?
That's
the
the show.
show.
That's the
All
show.
right,
And
well,
a clean 55 minutes.
Thank
it
you for
is.
watching, or
Listening,
Oh,
subscribing, liking, commenting.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Do we want to? I didn't have that. I forgot to do that.
What the shit?
I know.
I was so excited for that.
You know what?
next episode?
Next episode.
Let's do it next
Yeah,
episode. It's a
there-
teaser. Next
yeah,
episode.
To be
Ronnie has a
continued.
sign off.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Dun,
great.
dun.
All right, see you guys.